Alrighty, Bomber fans, I know it's just a few rounds into the season, we really shouldn't be talking about trade news, but I am going to anyway because why not? Before I start, subscribe to stay up to date with everything Essendon I post more than weekly, and have a listen to a word from our epic friends down at Manscaped. Essendon fans, body grooming is important, so I've teamed up with the legends at Manscaped to try and help our fan base be the best looking in the comp, whether you want your balls looking fresh for fellow fans to admire, or maybe you want to make sure the stress of the MCG crowd suppresses those nasty body odours. Well, look no further than Manscaped. Manscaped has everything a bloke needs, from affordable body grooming gear to comfy undies to body wash. You can find it all here at Manscaped, and if you team up with me using my product code, you can get it for, let's be honest, cheaper than it should be. I recently got the Performance Package 4.0, which came with the Lawnmower 4.0. It has done wonders downstairs, let's be real, and the Weed Whacker. I didn't know I needed a nose and ear hair trim until I used it. You, my friends, can get 20% off Manscaped products plus free shipping with the promo code EverythingEssendon20 at manscaped.com. That is 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code EverythingEssendon20. Now, onto the video. I'm going to start the video by talking about the outgoing players. I say that as if it's concrete news. This is just what I hear from journos and see online. None of this is 100% factually correct, but as they say, where there is smoke, there is fire, or toast burning, I don't know. The big fish was Darcy Parrott. He was reluctant to sign in 2021 before we showed some good form as a team. He penned a 2-year contract back then, so he's a bit of a stickler. He does not want to fully commit his career and life to a club, which means we've got to perform this year to retain his services. And early days, it's looking good. He's gone on the record to say life under Scott is good. The feel at the club is that they are leading towards something. He will have clubs knocking, that is a given, and he will probably demand a pay rise as well. He's in the All-Australian mix again. Expect clubs like Hawthorn to come back and ask the question. He will fit their midfield mixed. They need a star like him, but I think if we get some more wins under the belt and finish even close to the 8 with a bit of promise and youngsters around him, also with players re-signing like Wright and whatnot, he will put pen to paper. This time, hopefully longer than 2 years. A player I am worried about is Mason Redman. He is so loyal to the club, such a beloved figure down back, but he is born in South Australia. Now, I should say we have been great in the past at keeping our important interstate born players at the club, like, look at the likes of Cale Hooker, Tom Bellchambers, Ben Howlett, but you can't help but be a bit worried with someone like Redman and that go-home factor. There has been recent news surrounding Redman and the Adelaide Crows. They are reportedly monitoring the situation of the powerful halfback, and rightfully so. Why not throw the kitchen sink at what could be a missing piece type player for the club? Hopefully he resists the urge to go back and be with family and stays with Victoria for a few more years. Ben Hobbs was a player talked about early into the year quite a lot. He is still one of just 2 players from the first round in the 2021 draft to remain unsigned, but his manager spoke on the Gettable podcast, I believe, one of those shows, and he pretty much hush-hushed the rumours. Hobbs is already in talks with the club deciding on a new deal. He has struggled early in the year to get into the senior side with injuries and the amount of midfield talent we have, but he should play more and find his feet again at the team. I expect a multi-year deal here. He clearly likes life down at the hangar. A player that isn't as fresh in the system as Hobbs is Dyson Heppel, who is nearing the end of his career at Essendon and probably in the AFL. He stuck by us to sign a 1-year deal last year despite having a nice Gold Coast offer on the table, but it's hard to see our loyal former captain play on in 2024, at least at Essendon. Maybe a club like Gold Coast again will come knocking, and this time I don't think Scott will be as keen on keeping him. We will see though, you never know. He has shown his worth in the last 2 rounds. If he keeps this consistent form, I should say, he may have the urge to go another year in the system, but it's doubtful. I think he retires on his own terms. A really intriguing trade prospect no one is talking about is Nick Bryan, who has been approached in the past by Gold Coast and St Kilda, but the club and Bryan both said no, we wanted him around, although he is yet to really show his worth at the highest level. To be fair to the young man, he is still only 21 and it takes Rucks a while to develop, but it'll be an interesting off-season if he fails to play, let's say, more than 5 games in 2023. He could be a big part of a few clubs' futures, so we may want to show some faith in the kid because I'm sure multiple list managers already have an eye on him. So those are the players I think we will have nervous waits over. They will be in the news. Now let's look at the players from opposition teams we are linked with to end the video on a high. So our new CEO Craig Vozzo has stated that we could be active in the trade and free agency period. We have room with our salary cap, which is expected. We lost a lot of talent since 2020. I think we have room for a big fish potentially, but we may decide to hit up the draft instead to play it safe. One big fish most Victorian clubs are linked with is Ben King, the key forward at Gold Coast. He is out of contract next year, so a trade would have to be agreed upon now, which means goodbye draft capital. Kao Toomey stated that us, Collingwood, Melbourne and St Kilda are the 4 clubs most in the mix. This is a risky one though, especially with the amount of key forward talent we have coming through. Another big fish that we are technically linked with, but in the background back seat, better yet the boot. Tom De Koning, we were one of the clubs listed as interested, but I doubt we would put forward a Godfather offer like Sydney and St Kilda are supposedly doing. This is one we would probably have to just watch unfold from the sidelines. There was a lot of talk of Tom Doedee returning home to Victoria, especially because he lost the captaincy battle to Jordan Dawson, which was apparently a big factor in him staying in SA, but in recent weeks it's been stated he is happy in SA, so don't know how much we can read into this one. We have defensive depth already anyway. I don't know if we will pay more money for a defender whose size is similar to others in the team. I don't know how Doedee, Ridley, Redmond and Kelly fit into a team together, but let's just see what happens, I guess. The last player I want to discuss is Jade Gresham, another who is linked with other clubs ahead of us. We aren't really involved in much early, but Hawthorn and Collingwood are reportedly interested in the Saint. We are yet again a passenger, but again, you never know. We joined the Shield party late from memory, so watch this space, I guess. It's early days, but I don't think we will go after any big fish. I think it's going to be a smaller fish, again, which isn't a bad thing. It's how we got players like Setterfield and Wright, who I love at the club. Plus, it means we keep our draft capital in a year that looks like it could produce some young stars. I will come out with another one of these videos in the next few weeks to keep you guys in the loop, but for now, thanks for watching. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and comment down below who you want to see join the Dons in 2024.